who is a member of the Parliament of Europe, Victor Negrescu. Victor is a Romanian politician and a member of the European Parliament, as I already shared, and he serves on the Committee of Culture and Education and the Committee of Budgets. And he's also an advocate for bridging the digital divide, protecting the environment, and improving public education. So I would say, like, this is the perfect person to have a small interview with. So grateful for having you, Mr. Negrescu. How is it going today?
Yeah, it's a long day for me as well, but for you it seems to be a very very long day, but a very interesting day, because really I watched the event, and I saw very interesting discussions, and of course very interesting recommendations on what needs to happen, because the goal of this special day that you have organized is to underline once more that we need to act now. And in order to act now, we have to invest more in education to make sure that people understand, of course, the importance of protecting climate, but also of acting right now, like I just said. And in the same time, to take the necessary measures, because I noticed a lot of speakers today were blaming politicians for not acting enough. And I have to say, as a politician myself, that they are right. There aren't enough things that are being put in place right now at global level to tackle the issues regarding climate. And of course, what you are doing together with your organization and together with the young people that are supporting your initiative, I think it's something wonderful. And of course, I have to say something that I already told you, and I'm telling everyone who is watching right now, that I really believe that we have to develop education about environment protection at global level. And we have to be, at European level, the first one to do it. And I have to mention that based on our initial conversation, we have already introduced amendments pushing for that in the European Parliament, and hopefully this will be taken on board by member states that are managing the educational programs at European level.
That's great. We received some questions for you from students. And one question is from a student, Daniela and Florentina, two students in Romania, from the secondary school number 6 in Suceava. I'm sorry for that.
Suceava.
Okay. And her question is, what new solutions have been adopted in environmental protection projects at European level?
Yeah, we have what is called the European Green Deal, which is basically the new design that the European Union has fixed for itself and for member states to do more on climate and green issues. And in that Green Deal, we speak about education, we speak about new types of energies, we speak about modernizing our industries in order to be more environmental friendly. We speak about the new sources of energies. We speak about modernizing our public system in order to have a smaller environmental footprint. So a lot of things have been done. A lot of things are referring to this Green Deal. In the same time, we are trying to push for more measures in all fields. So, for instance, recently we adopted in the European Parliament a reform of the European programs that you all know, like Erasmus+, Creative Europe program, the European Solidarity Corps. These are programs that are usually being used by young people. And we decided to introduce a green dimension for all those 3 programs. And basically, we are going to measure the footprint of those programs. We are going to finance the environmental issues. We are going to calculate, of course, everything that is related to environment regarding those specific programs. And we are going to allocate more resources to everything that is related to climate action as a whole through these 3 different programs that are highly and widely being used by young people. So those actions are key. But I think it's not enough to speak only about a big European Green Deal. We need to act concretely. So at national level, in all member states right now, governments are drafting their national recovery plans. And we have to make sure that in those recovery plans that are being drafted at national level, they take on board those recommendations that we have drafted at European level. In the case of Romania, they are going to launch the plan next week, and I was discussing with some important NGOs in the field of climate action, and they were telling me that they were not consulted on how this green dimension is going to be introduced in the national recovery plan. So we have a lot of work to do, and I count on those two youngsters in Suceava to support us in making sure that in all national recovery plans, the green dimension is having the right dimension that we need in order to build a common future.
Wonderful. Next question is from Sviet Aliona from the Republic of Moldova. And she wonders how we really can introduce the school in the school curriculum disciplines that reflect the reduction of the risk of environmental pollution. So how to do that with the school curriculums?
Have to campaign for that. I was saying that in the start. At European level, we are going to introduce this recommendation. I took this initiative that you are supporting, and I'm going to highly promote it in the European Parliament. But we have to do the same at national level. So in the Republic of Moldova, you should write the decision makers, tell them why they should do that, and show them that there are examples that are working right now. I know, Cohen, you and your colleagues have worked in building a curriculum. And I looked at it, and it's an excellent curriculum. So we can take that on board, adapt it based on the national, let's say, particularities, but we really already have what we need to do that. I'm myself a professor, so I know what are the types of, let's say, resources that I need to build a course. So that resource that you have built is absolutely useful to do that. So if the person that addressed this question needs my support, I will happily join in her campaigning for that, right to the decision makers in the Republic of Moldova, and supporting this need to introduce such a curriculum there as well. Because again, we need such curriculums not only in new member states, we need such curriculums in as many countries as possible, because everywhere around the globe, we need people that understand the importance of protecting the environment and to understand how they can act in a positive way in protecting the environment. And this needs to be taught. For too many years, we were saying that, like, this will happen, but this will not happen without educating people and teaching people on how to protect the environment. Small gestures can be helpful. Those small gestures need to be taught, like we taught to brush our teeth. We need to be taught on how to, for instance, take care of our garbage and making sure that we are separating everything. This is something that can be learned, and of course, a curriculum that is well defined, like the one that you drafted, can be very much helpful in this regard.
That is wonderful. So Mr. Negrescu is referring to the curriculum we created and co-authored with WWF International, which was part of our past climate action project. And we are delighted to hear that you are willing to help us and to make this part. And maybe we can do this in Romania first, because that is your country. And the extraordinary part is that we have the most amount of participants in Romania after India and Colombia, I think. So we are really much looking forward to that. And you already once mentioned that you get things done, and we really respect that. And we are delighted to hear that, and looking forward to work with you in the future, Mr. Negrescu. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Cohen, and count on my support. And I think we are going to have a lot of support in the European Parliament from different member states on that, because this is a great initiative, and a congratulations again for this very important Climate Action Day, because it's about the time to act. So let's take your ideas on board and promote them as much as possible, together with the wonderful young people joining your actions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We respect you. Thank you so much.